This is a 2003 Saturn Ion instrument cluster board. Already disassembled. I will show you how to reassemble it. And to disassemble it, you do the reverse process. This one has this stepper motor. It works, but the light does not show through. I got it back together. This dial wasn't lighting up. It looks like it's a stepper motor. I can't find any to buy. So what I did instead was just paint on some glow-in-the-dark paint, and hopefully that works. I broke these tabs off on the top accidentally, so I plastic hot stapled those back on. So I'm going to put it in and see if this thing works or not. Let me explain how I disassembled this, because I didn't show the reassembly process either. So you take and loosen all these black clips with either one of these or a screwdriver. You get in underneath here, and then you lift up and you just barely pull on this white until you get it out from underneath each one of these clips. There's 6 of them, 3 on the top, or I guess 5. 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Comes out, and then on the white side on the back, you're going to have all this. These are your light bulbs that you can replace. I think this is the speaker for like your door chime and stuff. But you're going to need to cut this peg and where'd it go? This peg in order to get this board off. Just pry very gently on the edges until you find that, and on these tabs here, make sure that you push those aside as you gently pry up. So like, for example, you'd push on here, and then you'd pull up on here. You see this gap created here now? That's what you want. You go around very, very slowly. Make sure you got that back. You'd go around very, very slowly on each one doing that. Nothing else needs to be pulled or removed, except for these. Oh, but actually there are things that need to be removed. Before you start taking this board off, you need to take this black piece off, and you need to take each one of these arms off of your gauges, or else they'll start popping off. So you need to take off this whole plastic, take these off one by one. If you're having a problem with this guy, it's just like what you find in most older car remotes. It's got a graphite pad that pushes up against a couple of pads on the circuit board. But anyways, after you get all that off, then you'd start pulling these one by one and slowly prying your way around. Try not to pry on any components underneath the board. Just try to pry on the board itself and the plastic. Don't pry on anything else. Try to use a plastic pry tool as well. If you start using a screwdriver or something, you're more likely to damage a trace or pop something off the board. But then you can take it off and you can replace your stepper motors or whatever, but I wish you luck finding stepper motors. I was not able to find any. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but you see this one here? The arm lights up, that arm lights up, this arm even lights up. This one does not. So that glow-in-the-dark paint might work, it might not. If it doesn't, I'll just get a little light or something and put it right here to shine on there. Or I'll just go off of what the numbers say. But another thing that you could do is you could remove one of these stepper motors from one of the ones that work that you don't need so much. I think you need all of them because you want to know your temperature and everything, but and your gas. But I mean, to each their own. But you could replace it with one of those with this, or if you come across a donor one that no one else is using or that doesn't work, you could always swap it in. But anyways, I'm rambling.